So I'm Leah, and I'm a senior, and this is basically what would qualify for our senior night for orchestra. And come on, seniors, come up here. And so this is kind of our time to talk about our experience in orchestra and to award Hackinson with a gift, maybe. And it's really weird to be up here when you sit back there for 7 or 8 years and you imagine yourself up here and what you're going to say and what you're going to give Hackinson, and you think of all these great things that will be so memorable, and then suddenly you're 18 years old and you're up here and you have no idea what you're going to say in front of so many people. And this year, all the years that I've been in high school, the orchestra room has kind of been our home. I ate lunch in there as a freshman to hide from the mean seniors, and I was in there every day after school. I was in there 2 or 3 times a day. That's where bass was. It was like most of our lockers. It was where we would take naps and skip class. That was our home. And this year, we had to move out of there because of the renovations at KU, and so we had to move into a different room, and it was really hard on a lot of us. I think that we really felt like that orchestra wouldn't be the same and that we would be leaving our home. But since we've moved, I think, at least I've realized, and a lot of us have realized, that that home is not a place. Home is where the orchestra is and where Mr. Hackinson is, and it really just, nothing changed, and we've been stronger than ever, and I just wanted to tell all of you youngsters out there, if I can make you remember anything from tonight, it's don't give up on your instrument and don't give up on orchestra, because music can change you in so many ways and it can shape your life, and that's really all I want to leave you with, so.
I'm not really a crier, but I feel the same way as Leah and all of these guys. And I think orchestra is just such a magical place, and you never feel like you have more of a family in school than you do in the orchestra room. And like, these people are my life, and Hackinson is like our best friend. And basically, there was a point when I was a freshman, I was planning to quit orchestra, and I was just not enjoying myself, and I don't know why, but I was just planning to. And then we went on our San Francisco trip that we take every 2 years. And I think why I wasn't getting into it was I didn't have a lot of friends in there, and I didn't feel like it was my family. And then when we went on the San Francisco trip, it was like becoming a family, and then you met everyone, and you got to know everyone, and you just got so close to everybody in the orchestra, and it really was a family after that. And then we went sophomore year to chamber, our sophomore year, we went to Northwest Orchestra Festival, and we made it to the finals, and that was one of these memories that I'm gonna like have in my life forever, and it's with most of these people. I mean, just orchestra changes your life, and it's something that everyone should have in their life, and that's really, yeah.
Well, honestly, all day I've been trying to figure out what to say, and I kind of thought that it would come to me as I was standing up here, but now I'm rambling on to find some more time. But each year, seniors come up here and they have a somewhat speech ready to give Mr. Hackinson, and they always end up crying before they're done, like I'm about to. Hold on. And I think that shows how much we all love him. And over the past 8 years, he's been extremely patient with me. From opening the school doors at 6 a.m. so I can get my violin last minute before competition, to still trying to teach me vibrato, even though most people learn it in middle school, and I still haven't, as a senior. To encouraging me in chamber, even though most of the time I sleep through it. And last, to not killing me for forgetting to wear tights to my last concert and purple Converse. Even though we've made it clear it's imperative to wear black tights and black shoes. So, at the very least, I'd like to say I'm thankful for you and everything you've done for me.
I'm also in the same boat as Hannah, where I have not come up with a super great speech, but that's just me. I feel it's safe to say that if you're in an orchestra, you're not a normal person. I think this group in particular, there's many occasions where I can remember them grunting just to get words where they can't think of a word, just to get a point across. And it works. One of you guys can grunt, and the other ones will know what they mean. Almost to the point. We're just a really tight-knit group. There's hundreds of inside jokes that I don't think anyone else would ever be able to get, no matter how much we tell them what it means. Lots of great memories, and yes, some of my fondest memories are probably taking a nap in the orchestra room when I'm supposed to be in class. It's really sad moving out of that room. That room has been, like they said, a safe haven since our freshman year. Nobody else has really been allowed in there. I mean, they do. We scold people who let them in, even though it does happen. But I really hope the new orchestra room turns out well for these incoming freshmen in the class that's in there now, because it really sucks right now sharing a room with a choir. It's not, well, not in that form, but it's just not as personal as for an orchestra room. So I know I'm going to miss everybody here. I'm going to miss the room. It's never going to be used again as an orchestra room. It's quite sad. Yeah.
I'm relatively new here. I just joined orchestra last year, so I don't have years and years of experience. And actually, I was really nervous about joining orchestra, but I really shouldn't have been. Looking back, it was one of the best decisions that I've ever made. Everyone in orchestra they're a team. They're really respectful. They've really helped me to learn, even though I was absolutely new to the violin. And I'd just like to thank all the orchestra and Mr. Hackinson for letting me be here. I wish I would have joined sooner, and I'm really going to miss everybody here.
So after 8th grade, I actually moved from a private Christian school over to KU, and it was kind of my first experience being in a public school. And really the only people that I knew there were these guys, my orchestra friends, because we had been hanging out in strings camp and Saturday strings. So they were the only people I really knew. But even then, I was still questioning whether I really wanted to join orchestra. And I'm so glad I did, because all of you guys are such great friends of mine. And Mr. Hackinson, you have been just an amazing teacher for me ever since I joined you in Saturday strings and strings camp. And I'm really just kind of sad that we're all leaving next year. We're all departing on our own separate ways. But I really hope that we'll all stay in touch and that we'll still be great friends 20, 30, 50 years from now.
I joined orchestra as a junior, and I remember being so terrified to go to Mr. Hackinson and ask if I could join. No prior string experience, but I was met with nothing but encouragement and kindness the whole way. And this group has really just become like my family in these past 2 years. And I'm so grateful for the time that I've had with this orchestra. It's been amazing. Thank you.
I actually joined orchestra this year without asking, so I think it's easier to get into. But I just wanted to play an instrument larger than my body. So I joined knowing nothing about Mr. Hackinson or the orchestra at all, and by mid-December, I formed the theory that Mr. Hackinson probably is immortal, because it doesn't seem like anyone should be as like wise and like refined in knowledge and teaching ability as he is after having just lived like the lifespan of a normal human. Apart from that, I was nervous that I would feel like maybe the rest of the group would take like the mindset of like maybe if we ignore him, he'll drop by semester. Within like the first week, I felt already so accepted and like valued and like I was a part of the orchestra. And I think it's really rare for people as a whole to be able to be that accepting even when they're all seniors, to really like let someone into their group that late. I think it was really cool, and orchestra has probably been the highlight of my senior year.
So, I'm not really one for a lot of words, especially when it comes to feelings and whatnot. Except for the like negative feelings, then I can talk all the time. But I have none of those towards Mr. Atkinson. I really don't have more to say than just thank you for everything. And the only thing I can offer you is the dearest thing I hold, my safety blanket.
Hi, everybody. I've been in orchestra since 5th grade, and I've heard this senior speech probably more than anybody else in this room except my dad. I've had like 5 older siblings graduate, and Mr. Hackinson has taught every single one of them. And every year I hear all the speeches of all of those classes. And the amount of expression of feeling that people have towards this man is infinite. There is not one person in this town who has not been affected by him in some way. If you link all the people who have a connection with Mr. Atkinson or have learned something or know somebody who has learned something from him, it adds up to everybody in this town. He's made a huge difference to our community, and he's going to continue making a difference to all the people here today. And to me, music is a communication of feeling. It's a communication of expression. And if there was a song that could add up to all the thankfulness and all the gratitude and all the feeling towards Mr. Hackinson, the song would be so pretty. We would probably all explode or something. The song would just continue, and it would be the most beautiful song you would ever hear. And Mr. Atkinson, I have never met anybody who has changed so many lives. It's really an honor to continue working with you in the next few years and to already get to know you as much as I know you now. And thank you.
First of all, I would like to thank all these people, all my orchestra friends, everybody for making orchestra so special. There's not much left to say. We all know how inspiring Hackinson was for us. Oh God, I'm sorry. We all know how big of an inspiration he was to us, and all there really is left to say is thank you. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have tried out for all the things that I tried out for. Like all-state orchestra, I wouldn't have gone to try to reach for state solo competition. Thank you so much for coming up to, and being my accompanist for the past 3 years, and watching me shake nervously through every single performance. Just thank you so much, and that's all there's really left to say.
So there's not a gift that we can really give Mr. Mr. Hackinson to thank him or to tell him how much we've appreciated him. I don't think anybody could give any such gift. But we do have something. First, in this lovely document frame, we have a participation paper from a couple of weeks ago. We had a small group go up to a state competition, which we didn't think was possible for orchestra anymore because there's no orchestras for us to compete against in the state, so we cannot really win a title. But they let a small group of ours go, and we don't really know how we did, but here's participation, and we thank you so much for making that possible for us to go to that, so there's that. And then next we have this giant scrapbook that we have made together, and it has a lovely candid photo of you on the front cover. And then inside of it, we have dozens of pages full of pictures of us from 5th grade up until now, of all of us seniors, and I don't really know what to say about it. It made all of us emotional looking at it and looking at how far we've come since we were this young, and or if you're Pearson, just this year. But I hope that you like this giant, heavy scrapbook that I'm gonna drop. Anybody else have other thoughts? We just love you, and so just thank you so much for everything. I don't really know what else we can say.